You know, whenever you buy new toys, you can never really figure them out all the way. At least I can't. Maybe it's my age. Let's not turn that way. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Don't know how I did it, but I did it. Anyways, I am Smoking Anthony. I am making thumbnails for my videos and getting clips. I'm just sitting here just I figure I might as well go live too while I'm just sitting here in the quiet. So I do have a question. So I've been looking at a lot of this. I'm pretty sure like with most people they've been seeing um, ever since Kai Cenat came out, that whole entire streaming university thing, that has flooded my feed on TikTok and on YouTube. That's all I see. And it seems like the most breakout of that uh, experiment was Agent Double Zero and Esther Emily. I know a lot of people are putting them together in a relationship, but I think this is too. See, is it's good seeing two people apparently make a genuine connection. Huh? I didn't know her book was still for sale. That is very interesting. Is it available in Audible too? Hmm. Okay. Anyways, that sounds like a jailhouse uniform. What are these little things called? Is it a gimbal? Gimbal? The things that hold the phone up? I don't know. They're very sensitive. They pick up motion very well, apparently. I didn't realize that until now. Let's see. Whoever gave me a like, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Richard, hi, how's it going? I hope you're doing well, man. Like I was just saying earlier, I'm just making some thumbnails for my upcoming videos I'm going to do. I figure I might as well take a whole day just to try to make thumbnails, try to get those down packed, and I figure why not go live? I'm just sitting here looking at a screen anyway. I might as well be more productive and try to be live at the same time too. You're sick. Sorry to hear that. I hope ain't nothing too serious. I hope it's just like a standard cold, something that's inconvenient but not life threatening type of sick. You also find the feta. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last one. Yo soy I am fan of something. I guess that's the name of a person. Anyways, how you doing? My Spanish is horrible. I haven't spoken Spanish in years, so I'll probably butcher your name. Let's see. Here's I got that one done. That one done. I was gonna do a video on. Let me see here. So tell me, where are y'all from? What are y'all doing? How do y'all feel about things that's going on? Just anything in general. I'm just occupying my time right now, to be honest with you. Got my phone in front of my face, working on my computer, just being productive. Increase, decrease. A lot back to you. ¿Cómo estás? If I said that right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. You know, one thing I can say is whenever you're going through Twitter, I still have trouble calling it X. I probably never will call it X. But whenever you're going through Twitter, you just see like the armpit of how people really feel about things in life. It's kind of crazy. Off duty cop points pew pew at a group of teens in NY. One grab says pew pew. That is crazy. Why would an off duty cop do that? You know, I'm not even gonna pull that up. You know, I'm so tired of seeing Angel Reese content. Let's see. Bianca Sensory flies massive in low cut black jacket. That's probably the most she's ever been clothed. So that's probably why it's news. Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Fat Joe all the way up. Bobby Altoff asked Nick Cannon to name all 12 of his kids, and this is how it played out. I didn't realize Nick Cannon had 12 kids. I thought he had 8. Man, how much is Nick Cannon worth? I'm just kind of curious about that. So, what is Nick Cannon's net worth? They say he has around $100 million. And a lot of the times when you see somebody's net worth, it's not all in cash assets, it's more liquid. It could be invested in house, properties, art. So, you know, net worth can always fluctuate, right? But if he's worth $100 million, and let's assume that's all cash assets, $100 million, divide that by 12. Okay. So if you wanted to treat every single kid equally, he could leave them a little bit more than $8 million apiece. I don't see that happening, but that's pretty interesting to know. $8 million apiece. I was just kind of curious about that. But I guess when you're massively rich, you can have as many kids as you want. I know if I had more money, I probably would have had more kids. I have one kid myself. And if I was making 7 figures, I'll probably have more. Because realistically, 6 figures is not enough anymore. Yeah, if I was making a good 7 figures, I'd probably have more kids. But yeah, it would be irresponsible to have more kids in the way the economy is and the world is right now. I don't believe people should have kids if you can't get them everything they need and want. Well, not everything they want, but a good amount of things that they want. But majority of what I'm saying is give them everything they need. And, you know, that's fine, kind of embarrassing to say the least. So you have people who are broke having a bunch of kids. But, you know, Nick Cannon is different. He's rich. So, you know, all the power to him. Let him keep on having kids. Let's see here. That chick look crazy as heck. That is disturbing. And this is what I mean. Twitter, you just see all kinds of stuff. Like I'm looking at some picture of Gaza and it's like, oof, crazy. That kid that took collateral damage, let's put it that way. Cooking with Kaya, okay. Gaza is everything that's going on overseas right now is just horrible. Everything that's going overseas is just horrible. And I hope to whatever deity or God or whoever is out there that the United States do not stick our freaking nose in it at all. We don't need to send troops. We don't need to send supplies. We don't need to send weapons. The United States just needs to stay out of it completely. The citizens of the United States are very tired of being involved with conflicts that have nothing to do with us. Let's see. Jesse Smollett got engaged to her actor, Jabari Reed or Red. I'm not familiar with him. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because it's one of those things that, given history, unless I will let me put it this way: unless the United States has a bigger enemy, it's going to stick its nose in the business where it don't belong. For example, if Russia and China band together, then sure, United States will most likely stay out of it. But if they don't, then within the next month, I wouldn't be surprised that we'll have boots on the ground. Now this is pretty cool. A young investor, entrepreneur, app maker made a nice little food review app. I think that's pretty cool. Grandma raising a 13-year-old kid. It was really impressive. Grandma got some speed on her. Honestly, it is tiring because really, if you talk to the average American citizen, they don't want to be involved with anything, right? They don't want nothing to do with any conflict. We want to be free and happy and just be able to live a life without struggling. And that's not the case here. Um, our food is poisonous. The pollution is bad. The economy is bad. It is nothing is really good going on here in America as of right now. The rich are great. I mean, if you're rich in America, you'll have an amazing life. If you're, and when I say rich, if you're making above $300,000 a year, actually, if you make above $350,000 a year in America, you'll be happy. America will be like the land of paradise for you. Um, if you're making between like 100 and 300,000, you'll be living pretty good. Anything below that, you're struggling, and that's just the reality of it. And it sucks that you have the majority of Americans making less than 100,000, obviously, but yet we keep involving ourselves in these conflicts that has nothing to do with us instead of focusing on the people itself. So yes, it is tiring. It is exhausting because these rich, spoiled, entitled people will get into these conflicts, and the people that suffer and lose the breath in their chest is the average American. It's none of these rich people. So much so, if we honestly had a draft, not one single really rich person, or excuse me, not one wealthy person would get drafted. I know that for a fact. Anyways, Luigi Mangioni's defense team says he is not the T word. Can't say that word on YouTube, but it's pretty obviously he's not. So let's talk about something more positive. Any of y'all watch any of the streamer university stuff? I will say this. I was like I was saying earlier, I was when you get bored, you just like flip through TikTok, you flip through YouTube, and I just got like an influx, a flood of streaming university stuff. I thought it was a pretty cool, innovative idea. And it made me realize I have no idea about streamer culture and the amount of people that are actually massively famous and wealthy or rich from doing streams on Twitch. Because the majority of those people were from Twitch doing that. And I thought that was insane. But, they're doing good. They're living their lives. I'm happy for all of them. But, a bunch of millionaires under the age of 30 in one place, learning from each other, networking from each other, and this entertaining each other. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. What I don't like about it is not necessarily the streamer university or streaming culture in itself, but people around my age or older trying to interfere with what they have going on. What I'm referring to like Ray J. Because once I started hearing about them, especially this streaming university thing, you see Ray J trying to stick his nose into it and try to copy what they're doing for a Baddies University or something along those lines. He's always trying to apparently donate, get shout out on Twitch because of them. I mean, it is what it is, but I just kind of feel like, just let the young people have their thing. Don't sit there and try to manipulate or corrupt them into your world. Let them live their own world because they are doing a really big and amazing thing. And I'm not talking about just Kai, just all the other streamers. Like, I know I sound kind of ridiculous for saying that. I didn't know who Agent was. I didn't know who Senna was. I didn't know who Extra Emily was. I didn't know who's that little bad kid that be doing all kinds of pranks and blowing stuff up. But there's just like a lot of people I just didn't know who they was, and it was kind of cool being introduced to all those different interesting people and personalities. You know, so yeah, big ups to them. I'm out there doing their thing, and I hope they keep doing it. I hope they don't slip into that Hollywood way of life or doing or thinking things to where, because it really and truly don't need it. They're already really successful. Like I didn't know who DDG was up until not necessarily Streaming University, but until this whole entire lawsuit that came out for the most part, because I was flooding everything from the TMZ, the Shade Room, and everywhere else. And once I started looking at that, DDG just been doing this for over a decade, and he's doing a thing. He's really big and massive. He just seems like a cool guy. I also learned who India Love was. Have no idea who I still don't really know who she is. But apparently she's a lot of Miss Fantasy in that streaming community. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I just hope they don't let people my age or older trick them out of the position they're in, because they're in the position they're in. They could be, or they already are, more successful than people who's been in the entertainment area for years, and they found a way to make a generational wealth and platform for themselves. That's just my opinion of it anyway. Let's see. World Star Hip Hop. She told them multiple times that she's trans, but they don't believe her. You know what's interesting about the whole entire trans conversation, right? I'm looking at the video right now, and she does look extremely feminine. And if I'm a man, if I'm talking to a woman, and they tell me, hey, I'm trans, I'm not going to sit there and say no. I'm just going to say, okay. Because why would you lie about that? There's a lot of things in life to lie about, but being trans is one of them. Oh, wow. Apparently, Andrew Tate and Bonnie Blue did a podcast together. There's so many podcasts out here. I never heard of the Disruptors. Seems like everybody and their grandma has a podcast now. It'd be kind of interesting to hear how that is because ideally, Bonnie Blue would be the exact opposite of the kind of woman that Andrew Tate would want to be in the presence of, I would think. You know, World Star back in the day was a place we can go and find some interesting topics to talk about or some type of breaking news. You really don't see that too much now. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I was going to talk about that. The whole entire, what is this thing called? Cassie. That's her name, Cassie. Thank you. I was trying to think of her name. Cassie saying she would slice somebody up and bury them. You know, the more and more that comes out about this whole entire Cassie thing, the more you realize she is just not a victim. I mean, Cassie in itself is just not a good person. One can argue she got corrupted by Diddy, but on the other side is that at some point in time, you're responsible for your actions. And if you're a full legal adult above the age of 21 and still doing craziness, then she got to take responsibility at some point. Let's see here. I want Where can I find that audio and download it somewhere? You know, I'm starting to realize this whole entire Netanyahu thing and the conflict. We're gonna still pay for it either way. If we are not going over there, we're gonna pay out of pocket to get everything fixed. Either way, America's in a lose-lose situation. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And like I said, right now I'm just working on some thumbnails for my upcoming videos I'm going to record. And I'm just doing that now. That's oh yeah, Vitality. I was going to talk about him too. Hmm. Let's see. You know what? Let me just do this. Oh, it's starting to get hot in here. Okay. Hello, Dirtpool. How you doing, man? Or woman? I don't know. I never noticed why people don't have actual pictures on their things. But how's it going? Waving back at you. Like I said, I'm just on here making some thumbnails for my future videos. So I just figure I might as well sit here and be live too while I'm doing it. Not really doing anything else right now. So where are you from? What are you doing? Okay. I'm getting kind of tired at this point.